Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 16th of March 2021. So the stimulus checks send stocks soaring once more, the Dow making a new all-time high, but cryptos were pumped and dumped. And it's all really about inflation with these stimulation checks. 100 million stimmies to be delivered in the next 10 days, which will go into Bitcoin and also into the market. Around 10% of the US stimulus checks may be used to buy Bitcoin and stocks, equating to around 40 billion in total. Well, no surprise there. It's free money, isn't it? Peter Schiff, the Fed will have to wave the white flag at inflation. I mean, when you're sending the stimulus checks direct to the people and circumventing the banks, then you will start to get the sort of inflation that the Fed has been looking for. How the Fed's inflation is driving stock buybacks. Like I say, it's all about inflation, and this one is a brilliant quote. Hyperinflation is nature's way of fixing a society that has forgotten how to live within its means. So yeah, absolutely. The more that you spend that you don't have, then eventually it comes back to bite you on the backside. So let's have a look at the implied volatility. This has moved lower because obviously we've got a situation where the stock market continues to make new all-time highs. 1710 yesterday, down from 1754 from Friday. And green all the way here. So yeah, expecting a correction, and as this goes lower, the more that correction is likely to happen as well. Yields down to 1.59, although yesterday was a choppy session. If we just have a quick look at this, you'll see that we were peaking around 163 just there, and then this dropping off overnight down to 159. So I don't know whether the yield controlled group have been out or not, no idea. And then news today, we've got just the core retail sales. And yesterday I learned a lesson. Don't record when you're tired, because it was blatantly obvious that the the Forex factory time is automatic. But I didn't spot that. So all news that's 1:30 moves to 12:30. Well, thanks to all of those who sent comments just to remind me how stupid I can be on occasion. So thanks for that. Much appreciated, and I'll remember next time. Another thing I forgot to mention yesterday as well, with the US market opening at an hour earlier, of course, you would need to adjust the time for the afternoon session on the German DAX. So we go to 13:30 to 1500 instead of 2:30 to 4 p.m. So I forgot to mention that as well. Like I say, don't record when you're tired and exhausted. It's not a good idea. So let's have a look, see where the markets have been over the last 24 hours. And you can see that once again, we have a new all-time high in the Dow. I'm just going to mark this up for you. We should have cleared the 32,971. We're getting close to the 33,000 level, which hasn't quite been done yet. So that's a possibility for the Dow today. And again, with all of the stimulus checks going into the market. In the DAX, different story here. The market down yesterday afternoon, but then pulled back by a strong rally in the Dow, and no doubt the plunge protection team later on to bring prices back, but closing below the 5-bar moving average at the moment for the DAX. So I'm going to leave these fib retracements in here. Like I say, we are due for a correction. This can't continue to keep moving up vertically like we see in the Dow without there is some form of correction. It's just sheer madness for it to continue like this. The law of averages and the law of gravity will make sure that this is the case. So that's where we are overnight. Market sideways there, you can see, but certainly the low is going to be interesting today if the market does attempt to go down and have a look at it. So let's have a look overnight and just squeeze everything together so we can get a bigger picture, an idea of where we are likely to see prices moving. So we're at the moment, so we opened at the DP. We managed to move off it a couple of times, but then come back to find it with the 200 MA, which is the black moving average line. And there we've broken it, once we got through the 200 MA, you can see how that, along with the DP, became a resistance area and prices have moved down. But we see some buying support coming in here. We've got a cluster of volume with an attack back towards the DP. So that's likely to be the case later this morning when the futures market opens, which is around 20 minutes time, to see prices attempting to move back towards the upside there. Now, yesterday was just painfully quiet, and I'm going to really speed through this because there's not a lot to report on this. In the futures market, prices had attempted to move back to the downside. I think we started off moving higher, and then I had an internet problem, which was a theme for yesterday. There you go. Yeah, I thought it had moved lower. So prior to the futures opening, the market moved higher, and then it was slammed to the downside there. And then I'm going to jump forward because, again, you can see the futures market moving down through the DP down to the BRN. And then I'm going to have to jump forward because the internet went off. And then we came back on. So this is where we were. The market had moved lower in the futures market, then traded sideways. And then we kicked off with prices, again, shaking to the downside. But you see them buying back straight away and bringing prices back. And that was about as much activity that we had in the morning. I'm just going to fast forward through this, because prices just traded sideways, barely, the range just got narrower and narrower and narrower, and until we got to 10 a.m. where that's the sort of range that we'd had, around a 10-point move. So really strange. The afternoon we did see prices coming back off that S1 once more, back to the DP level. And again, I had internet problems, which is why you've got all these bars here, because it kept disconnecting and then reconnecting. And then eventually sorted itself out. And then there you can see issues all afternoon. Fortunately, the market wasn't doing a lot. But price is just trading sideways. And then eventually, and you can see the kickoff here is at 1:30 as well. And it was interesting because obviously with the Dow opening up an hour earlier, and let me just show you this at 1:30 for the Dow. 5-minute chart will do. You can see there the market opening. You get all of the volatility as you would at 2:30, and yet the DAX barely moved, never followed, nothing. Started to see a bit of action there, but eventually after 3 o'clock, which would normally be the 4 p.m. when we start watching, you'll see that prices started to become a lot more animated and then sold off to the downside. And then, as we saw in the daily charts, they brought the market back, along with the Dow. Whether it's the plunge protection team or not, I don't know, but prices were brought back off the lows before the end of the evening, certainly for the Dow. And again, I'll just show you this. You can see here exactly how this occurred yesterday afternoon. We had that shakeout to the DP in the Dow, and then they just brought the market back, and then made those new all-time highs once more for the Dow. So there you go, a very strange day, but there's a lot of strange things going on at the moment in these markets anyway. So let's see what happens today. Let's just have another quick look at the DAX. So we're trying to get back to the DP at the moment, and the 200 MA, which will be an interesting level to see if the market achieves this, but certainly some weakness around in the background at the moment. And I think it's the same for the Dow. No, it's just more sideways. So okay, that will do it for this one. If there is anything else to report, I will let you know, but as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.